The last one I have is 2021, and it says globally, 1 in 3 women experience physical or sexual violence in their lifetime. 55% of women experience anxiety, which has negative impact on achieving their goals. You know, when you have a fear that you don't believe in yourself, you have already developed a low self-esteem based on maybe a verbal abuse, or your husband, which you know as intimate partner violence, has put you into a certain corner where you don't have that confidence in yourself. You can as well not achieve your goal. Then there's another statistic that shows 45% of women report lack of confidence in pursuing their dream. This statistic comes from CAP Effect 2019. And the last but not the least on my statistic list is women and girls affected by economic hardship face increased risks of sexual violence and exploitation. To break this down, we can know that the situation of Nigeria is not that good now, and everybody is facing hardship. And these may lead to sexual exploitation, because when you want to go to one or two places and ask for help, the person you need his or her help will say until you have sex with me before I can render these services to you, which is not proper, which is part of gender-based violence, and it can easily lead to, when you don't have what you want, then you go into that heart, and before you know, that will be a mix of exploiting you because they want to give you something, and at the end of the day, they're asking for sex. So now we're going to talk about the link between GBV and health. Before we go into the link, we want to discuss what is gender-based violence, known as GBV. Gender-based violence refers to any acts harmful directly against individual or group of persons based on their gender. It encompasses a wide range of abuse, including physical, emotional, and economic harm. Talking about GBV as a public health issue, GBV is a significant public health issue due to its widespread on physical and mental health, as well as its socio-economic consequences. GBV can lead to physical, mental, sexual, and reproductive health problems. GBV can burden health system and hinder societal progress by increasing the demand for medical services. Victims of GBV often require immediate care for physical injury and long-term mental health support due to trauma, creating a strain on health facility. We want to talk about the health impact, the statistic of health impact on GBV. GBV survivors are 2.3 times more likely to suffer from depression. Those who face intimate partner violence report a lot of medical complications because no one is listening to them. It is hard for them to come out and say, my husband beat me, and you will imagine your husband beat you. That means you are a stubborn woman. And before you know, this person will not be able to talk again, because you've already shift blame the person being the source of the effect. So then, my next slide. So the physical health impact of GBV, the short-term effects can be injury, cuts, bruises, fractures. The sexual violence consequence may be STI, unintended pregnancies, people who are raped without protection. I don't even think somebody can rape someone using protection. So because it's a fast action that you don't even need anything. So definitely this will come up as a result of the pregnancy that the person did not want. And the long-term effect may be chronic pain, maybe gastrointestinal, sorry, I'm not an health practitioner, but I'm going to call it gastrointestinal disorder, and disability. The disability part of it is that I have a story that I was told last 2 weeks about a woman that her husband beat, and till today she cannot use the eyes to see, and that is disability, because as long as she's concerned, she cannot see again. So the next slide. So the mental health impact of GBV, the common disorder in mental health impact of GBV are depression, post-traumatic stress disorder that we know as PTSD, anxiety, the fear of unknown. Then some may be into substance injecting of drugs, smoking, and the suicide risks. people at the end of the day, because of discrimination and stigma, they end up committing suicide. GBV and sexual reproductive health. The consequence for women and girls. There is no woman that will be raped, and at the end of the day, we want to keep the pregnancy. And for this, they go on safe abortion because they find it difficult to walk into somebody with license, an health practitioner who have that knowledge. They just want to go to all these under-house medical doctor, and from there they can have unsafe abortion that can lead to complication and even affect their wombs. They have pregnancy complication due to maybe when they went for antenatal and they're asking them about their husband who impregnated you, and they could not voice out. So they keep this thing into themselves, and nobody is giving them this attention. At the end of the day, there are a lot of complications that can come up to it, and they have maternal mortality rates. HIV risks from GBV survivors are mostly likely to be contacting of HIV due to forced unprotected sex and limited access to proper care. The proper care there is that people who are raped need to be given proper care. In fact, they need listening here. You need to listen to them today, so that you need to give them that room to express themselves, so that you can know the proper care that you can give to them, so that it will not lead to another long life infection. HIV is one of the diseases that need to be prevented when you're a victim of sexual-based violence with unprotected sex. Can we now have the next slide? Sorry. So now we're going to discuss about the role of the health system in addressing GBV. When someone comes to your healthcare, a GBV survivor person comes to an health treating the wounds. It's not just about giving them the first aid. You need to screen them. Where is this coming from? How did you get this? Now this is not an accident. Sir, this does not look like an accident to me. The way I'm seeing you, it looks like you have been beaten. Talk to me. You can speak to me. If I can't even handle your cases, I have people that I can refer your cases to. Because this will help us to identify more cases and know how to cut the chain that is joining people. Because I believe people who are into gender-based violence sometimes find joy in it. Most people find joy in being the perpetrator of gender-based violence. So if the health care system can help identify more cases, from there we can break the chain and unite to fight gender-based violence. Then there's another one on my list that's talk about the accessible services, like giving them a safe space, counseling, and legal aid within the health facility. If this can be provided in every health facility in Nigeria, where people who are already victims of gender-based violence can find all these services, from there we can break the chain. From there we can say stop to gender-based violence. From there we can reunite, because the thing for this was unite. And the only thing that can make us unite is when we start breaking this chain from health care sector. So multi-sectoral collaboration, and for this multi-sectoral collaboration, I know we've been doing this, and I want to use this medium to appreciate everyone who I've been referring cases to, and they've taken it up like it is their personal duty. They make sure that my victims get justice. So in this thing, where we involve stakeholders like ex-stakeholders, the justice judiciary, the social services, and we keep educating the healthcare sectors. People that work in the healthcare, they need to be aware about how to render the services, how to be a helping system to gender-based violence victims. Then we have to also go through the community outreach by creating awareness, like what we're doing presently. As we are here today, we are creating awareness, and we are going out to campaign to talk about who to call, where to go to, who you can reach out to when you are a victim of gender-based violence. Next slide. So in conclusion, any GBV critically for achieving health equality and sustaining development goal, SDGs, such as gender equality, good health and well-being, quality education amongst others. Talking about the quality education, that means when you have the primary knowledge, services you can render, first aid that you can render to people that are facing gender-based violence, you can avoid save them for the occurring of gender-based violence. Then we'll talk about the health sector role, central to break the chain, the cycle of violence and empower survivor. Then we all have to come together to join the movement and create a healthier, safer, and world for all. Gender-based violence has far-reach health impact. Let's stand together to protect, support, and empower women and girls to live without fear. Thank you.
Please, let's give her a sound clap. A sound clap. So I'm going to teach us how to clap. Let's go. Atama, 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 Labaku, Labaku, Aparina, Aparina. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you for this wonderful awareness. So as the awareness program was going on, one of our mommy just walked in, the coordinator for Rayuwa SAC. Rayuwa SAC is Sexual Assault Referral Center. Please let's thank you. So mommy, please introduce yourself.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I am delighted to be in your midst. I was really impressed at Saka's presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's wonderful.
Thank you, ma'am.
She has said it all, and the stakeholders are working hand in hand to ensure zero tolerance to gender-based violence. I must tell you, at the SAC Center, we have great professionals. We work as a team. And the amazing thing about SAC Center, for those of you that don't know, is all the services are at no cost. From the test to the medical examination, the forensic examination, the drugs, they are all free of charge. And our watchword in SAC Center is confidentiality. So be rest assured that whatever it is, you're safe. The next door, the walls will not hear. So let's adhere to this. Use the opportunity, take advantage, spread the news, I'll call it gospel, to your community, to your location. If you see any form of gender-based violence, report. And even if you can report directly, you can call and we will take it up from there. Okay? So let's all take advantage and join the fight to end GBV in Niger State. Thank you.
Let's give a round of applause. So I'm going to call our action coordinator to also give us one or two words.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
The Executive Director, my co-mentor here, this is Madam Anne. I'm Janet Lyons Appear by name as Action Coordinator, Niger State. I represent women living with HIV and AIDS. I speak for the voices of my women in Niger State. Please, I want to start by apologizing for coming late. It is not in me, but something happened. That message was sent to me this morning. And I said, let me touch my WhatsApp, then I saw it. So I'm very, very sorry. I think ED was making his presentation, which was quite authentic, followed by one Saka did. Honestly, I want to commend her for that. Me, who are really ahead. The doctors, the nurses, the relatives of the abused person. When it happens, why so many of us don't want to report is because they will tell you it is family affair. We'll go down to our roots and settle it amicably. while the person in concern suffers everlasting trauma. And if you ask me again, the nurses are our headaches, most especially in public hospitals. I don't know of private facilities, but I'm talking from experience from my own facility. We are talking about confidentiality, both in HIV program and in GBV. Is it true that some of us keep confidentiality? No. If I diagnose a person I know, maybe my child or my neighbor's child is being raped and being blamed, that person is brought to the facility. The next thing, judgment comments from my heart, even down to the physical. Before you know it, the community around me will hear it. It's sketchy. Big mother who said so, who told you? A child of 3 years is being raped by an old man of 50 years. Are you telling me that child knows anything about a man? No. It is the right, the duty of the health worker to protect each and every client that comes before their table. It is not a new thing among us. We that are positive, we know what to face. That was the challenge I picked up to join support group. From support group to somewhere, gradually. The fine stigma, whatsoever, I said no to it. So also we should protect our people. I want to tell my women, both HIV and GBV, we are heroes. We are very strong. Sisters, dear sisters, I see in you and I hear you and I believe it and I believe you. Live with HIV or you be a gender-based violence client. Don't allow it to affect your life, to affect your day-to-day activity. But I want you to know that you are not alone in this race. You are strong, capable, and loved. Remember, your diagnosis does not define you. You are more than your stature. You are mothers, daughters, wives, friends, and so much more. You are warriors, fighters, and survivors, and which will continue to be. Don't let stigma in shame silence you, and also silence your voice no matter what. Share your story and let your journey inspire others. You are not alone in this fight. Enhance your beauty, your worth, and your power. Take care of yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You are deserving of love, care, and compassion from yourself and others. Know that you are seen, heard, and valued. Your life has purpose and meaning. You are making a difference in the world, even in the midst of challenges. Let's break down the barriers and share stigma together. Let's rise up and support one another. You are not alone. We are in this together. Remember, you are enough. You are strong enough. You are loved enough. Keep pushing forward, dear sisters. You got this. Feel free to modify or add to the speech of all of us. In one voice, we are going to beat this and we are going to win it. Yes. With a strong heart. All hands must be on deck. Let one, AP, whatsoever, let's collaborate together to fight this. Thank you for support.
Thank you very much, Mommy Janet, for this wonderful, inspirational discussion. So
I know they'll say when I go wear this shirt. I for watch my own yesterday, still wear like this morning. Because the other one I get, you drop, now you come.
So let's welcome our mommy Angela, coordinator for the one. Please let's give her a round of applause. Please.
Chivo.
Mommy.
Please come to this side. Keep the chair there.
Thank you very much for coming. At this point, we have our partners here, Heartland Alliance, ably represented by the coordinator for Shiroro and Chanchaga local government, in person of Mr. Philip. Please let's give him a round of applause as he also welcomes us to this great program.
I want to start by giving our apologies for turning up late. My manager was supposed to be here in person, but due to some engagement, he couldn't make it. So that's why I'm here. I want to sincerely appreciate the organizers of this event. My able it. Thank you so much. It's unfortunate that I couldn't see your presentation because I was late, but I was privileged to listen to Saka halfway, and I must say that she did justice to the topic. Gender-based violence is one of the issues that have been affecting our project's implementation, because it affects our program participants and of course any other person. And it has been one of the barriers to the uptake of services by our program participants. So one of the things that if we're able to achieve to go a long way in ensuring that our projects are implemented without hitches is that of breaking the barriers to some of these issues around gender-based violence. So we've been working collaboratively with Chi and other IPs in the States, and we've been collaborating in issues of gender-based violence. I want to say here again that we have a human rights lawyer who has always been up on his toes to ensure that cases of GBV, gender-based violence cases, when duly reported, are taken up and they are addressed the way they're supposed to. Over time, we've worked with Barrister Ajang, and now he's no longer here, but we'll have a new person. As the project progresses, as the implementation progresses, we'll be having engagement with him, and then he'll be addressing some of these issues as they come. So I don't have much to say. I just want to appreciate the organizers, and also say that the partnership that we've been enjoying over time, we should continue it. Don't keep quiet when you see gender-based violence happening around you. When you see something, say something, so that it will be taken up and the perpetrators will face the full wrath of the law. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate your coming. Let's welcome our network coordinator, Madam Angela. Please, let's give a round of applause.
Yes, we enjoy hearing you talk.
I beg one and one verse. Their program, sometimes they will give you 3 o'clock. Now 7 o'clock they will start. I beg I late. I beg. I take one and one verse I come there. Chief you verse.
Small.
No verse. I don't know say they don't repent. So good morning everyone.
Morning.
My sincere apology. It is not in my character to go to a place very late, but it happened today, and it was intentionally. So my sincere apology. When I was coming, I overheard my second actual coordinator, Madam Janet, talking. So I don't know what to say again. But I'll just say a word of thank you to the organizers, and also a word of thank you to Chair. We are in good collaboration with them and we have a very good working relationship. It's only few persons that I don't know here in this house, but almost all of them, I know them. And their ED is somebody that listens when you call him. When you call him, he's there to answer you. And what they are doing here in Niger State is a very great, wonderful work that they are doing. They cannot do it and they cannot achieve it alone. We have to do it together. Issue of gender-based violence is not just for persons living with HIV/AIDS. It's not just for the KP's community. It's for everybody. So it is everybody business. If you say it's not you today, it may be you tomorrow. So please, anything that affects KPs affect Med1, because we are all the same, and also affect Ashwan because there are women in the group. Also affect MP because there are youth in the group. So that is why I said I didn't make any mistake saying that it all affects us. So in fighting any GBV, we have to do it together if we really want to achieve, and which I strongly believe with ED and his team, we are going to succeed in Niger State. And this guy will not just be your name, sir. That will just go in the go and will follow you one day. Because if he's there, the picture will report to the don't worry, that never reach. Don't mind him. He will still come back. She will see her today. So don't worry. So sincerely, we appreciate the organizers and we thank you for organizing this wonderful event. And we say a big thank you to Oga Landlord, Chief. I don't know what I will tell you. In fact, I just want to give a small brief talk about Chief.
No.
My day one with Chief.
Not be here.
No, not here. My day one with Chief. It was about gender-based violence. Somebody's right was being violated. I don't know where to run to. I don't know who to cry to. I don't miss his programs. So I run to him. How can you come and help Med1 on this? And to the glory of God, Chief answered our cry. We went viral. And not only just one case, there are many cases that Chief is helping Med1 to achieve on it and to fight about it. That is why I said we need to work together as a team. With Chief in our midst, the sky will be our limit. Thank you and God bless you all.
Okay.
Thank you. I want us to understand one thing about GBV. It's not all about rape. Among us here, we are experiencing one form of GBV or the other. Which is the worst form of GBV is the emotional or psychosocial support. Psychological effect of GBV, which is the worst. And I can bet you, if we start talking, giving mic to each and every one of us, we are all going through one emotional trauma or the other. Let's not leave the process of taking care of those outside and neglect ourselves. Self-care is important. Find someone you can speak to. Find someone you can speak to. You can confide in. there's an adage that says a problem solved, a problem shared is a problem solved. You need to learn how to unleash your burden to someone, not just to anybody, but to someone you can trust, that is reliable, that will hold confidentiality as a key. Because we tend to do outside, take care of outside, then we get re-traumatized, which is a problem. So please, if you have somebody in gym that can give you that support, that can give you psychosocial support, please do not hesitate. Speak to the person, irrespective of what it is. And if you don't have, trust me, I'm available at any time you call me. I don't ever shut down my phone because I know that the phone saves a lot of souls.
Yes.
I do it with joy, both here, both in my office, in my location, in my church, wherever I go, I do it with joy. So please, you feel free to call me and be rest assured that the next door won't hear. It's important. And please, as you move, if you see any sign, please, as great GBV actors, you do what? You act. If you ignore and say, I don't know this person, yes, it's that person today. Tomorrow, it could be you. It could be your child. It could be your brother. It could be your sister. So I call GBV. There's a name I call it, denial of human rights and man inhumanity to man. That's the extent at which I take it, because if you look at the intimate partner, you see yourselves, you're supposed to be one, but on the other round, you see yourself as enemies. Is there anything that kills than that? So please, whatever it is, speak out, speak out, speak out, and together we will bring GBV.
I'm excited that we are here today because the topic we're talking about is extremely important. As Saka said in the presentation, this is something that affects people's lives, that leads to illnesses, that leads to mental health problems, that leads to people dying, that leads to people being hospitalized. So it's a serious issue we are talking about today. And one thing I want to add is that gender-based violence is violence in general is a learned behavior. And in families in general, people, it's like children watching daddy beating mommy. So you can imagine the impact that's going to have on that kind of child. A little boy who is seeing daddy and mommy fighting, wrestling, boxing, daddy beating mommy and mommy is crying and that kind of a thing, and the child, people thinking it's okay for a little child like that. So violence is a learned behavior. In trying to address it, we have to look at our environments where children are being raised, the homes, in schools, our neighborhoods, because what people see actually goes a long way in affecting how people behave. So I thought I should mention that. Also, one of the themes of this years and whatever, I was looking at the theme, I wrote it down. Recommitments, the themes of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence for this year. Recommitment, accountability, resourcing towards Beijing 2030. Unite to end violence against women and girls. In terms of the word accountability, that is for me very, very important. Because a lot of times, one of the reasons why the perpetrators of gender-based violence do it is because they feel they can get away with it.
Yes.
They feel nothing is going to happen. So, and that's very, very important. When we are trying to address this problem, we have to think about how do we address that impunity of people just feeling like, because it's about power dynamics. If we look at the different ways in which gender-based violence happens, it's about some people who feel they have a sort of power. I can do this and there's nothing that will happen. Whether it's about whether it's about female sex workers who are facing abuse on the streets, whether it's about female sex workers on the streets who are being abused by the police who are supposed to be protecting people, police who are supposed to be protecting people from violence. So whether it's about female sex workers who are on the streets, who are being beaten, who are being arrested and being extorted by the police, or maybe a lesbian woman who is being targeted and being threatened and being sexually assaulted and being raped by some homophobic people who are saying, oh, you are a lesbian woman, they are going to rape you to teach you a lesson that homosexuality is not allowed in Nigeria. You know, criminals who are taking advantage of, you know, of some outdated laws to abuse people because they feel they can do what they can get away with it. So this is a very, very important issue that leads to you know, mental health problems. So I also want to mention that when we're talking Saka, thank you. I want to thank Saka again for our presentation.
Thank you, sir.
This issue we're talking about, this is real. This is real. There's a documentary that was done by Edafe Okoro, a Nigerian guy who is living in America now. He did a documentary on Nigerian LGBT persons, and the documentary is on YouTube. In the documentary, Uche Onwa shared a story of growing up of a friend of his, a boy who was beaten, who was just walking on the streets, and some guys, some thugs, some criminals, thugs approached him and they were like, you, why are you walking like a woman? A boy, why are you behaving like a woman? This. And they beat the hell out of the guy, and they also sexually assaulted the guy. They raped him. Of course, rape many times, it's rare to see rape, people who are raping somebody using condoms. He was raped without using condoms, and the boy contracted HIV. So the violence, the trauma of being beaten, you know, for not committing any crime. He was just being himself. He was targeted because they felt he was acting like a woman. They felt he wasn't manly enough. So he contracted HIV, and he did what? He committed suicide because of that trauma. It was a combination. So it's about intersectionality here. The violence, the stigma, the discrimination and everything, plus, you know, the trauma of, you know, contracting the HIV and everything. So it was a combination of everything together. So this thing we're talking about is real. This is not something, this is not some theory that we're talking about. It's something real that leads to people dying. There's a video also that I watched of a human rights lawyer in Port Harcourt who was Barrister Benga Oladapo, which many of us know. He was sharing this story. This one happened in Port Harcourt. He was also a young man that was walking on the streets, and he was attacked by some thugs. Also, they said the same thing. Why are you walking like a woman? You are a man. Why are you behaving like a woman? Why are you effeminate? And they beat this guy. They attacked him with sticks and metals. So the guy escaped. When he got home, he cooked for the family. After cooking for the family and everything, he went to the bedroom to lie down, and the family later noticed that he had fainted or something. They rushed him to the hospital, and guess what? The boy died. Having mental health problems, and this is something that we all need to take seriously because it causes a lot of suffering to a lot of people. There are many women who have been beaten by their husbands, who are suffering, who are hiding it, and they will still go to church on Sunday and fake it and put powder on their faces and pretend, you know. So it's something really, really serious that we all need to be concerned about, and we need to take care of ourselves and people around us, because this is real. Thank you very much. I want to thank Chin for organizing this program, because we need to keep increasing our awareness about this issue, because it is a serious issue. There's also a research, and this is also related to one of the things Saka talked about. There's a research that shows how intimate partner violence, how it contributes to suicide, because people having depression, and then also relating to what you've mentioned, that it's not just about violence. Sometimes it's about other aspects too. And one of the ways it could be controlling behavior. Like a man telling his wife, you cannot, don't stand up from that place. You have to ask for permission from me. You can imagine that kind of a thing. A woman wanting to just go to the bathroom or something, and the man says, no, you cannot stand up from that place, or something like that. Give me your phone, or something like. So it happens in different ways. To the extent that some people will be having anxiety, they will be living in fear, their heart is beating, they are fearful of, and it's somebody they love the most, their intimate partner. So this is real, and this is something that should be very, very important to all of us. I'm so glad that Chin organized this program. We need to, and we also need to educate other people. Whatever knowledge you acquire here, don't restrict it to yourself, please. Also share with other people, and let people know when they are in distress. Let them speak out, let them seek help. There are so many resources. There are organizations that provide counseling and psychosocial support and therapy. So it's important for people to speak out. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kainde, for that wonderful remark. So at this point, before we go to our question and answer section, we are going to have a 2-minute play. So please, let's give a round of applause to our actors that will be acting this play. So please, let's sit, relax.
Yeah.
Baby,
Are you so dark that you can't sit and busy?
maybe I'm just calling you. At least you
So what's the
answer
problem?
me.
What's the
At
problem?
least you answer me.
What's the problem?
Well, I just want to tell you that I want to go to the salon. From salon, I want to go to the market to get something. Baby, I'm talking to you now.
How dare you? I told you to stop stressing me. The next time you try that, I'm going to deal with you.
Oh, wow, this one don't start again. Every day they use you as punching bag. What's happened this time again? Sorry, madam. Sorry.
What am I doing?
Sorry. Why your useless husband? I don't know what thing attract you to that kind man.
So, Lafiya. Sannu, madam. Sorry. Sorry. Sannu.
Thank you.
Oga, welcome.
Thank you.
Wetin happen? Oh, sorry, madam. Sannu. Oga, welcome. Wetin happen?
I don't know now, husband. Every time you don't turn this woman to punching bag. Every day night they beat the woman. Morning, afternoon, night. Me, I don't tire.
Her husband, you
I no be husband, I never be. I no be husband.
Sorry, madam. So wetin you do when they beat you like this? Just like that, when they start a beat you, nothing. Who am I telling you? Say, what I say, I tell you, Winky, wait till I put you see your face. Angela, when you're arrested, I get on madam, sorry, let me see. Mugani? I'm not going to take money. Why? When you do like this? Yes, ma'am. I said, come on, I case wearing your back. Wait, I shall do. But I know where the bad and I have to get away. Sorry, madam. What is so what's going to happen? Tell us some more. You don't put like you again. Let's know where to start. What happened? You already get a bad magana by keeper. Come on, you. I'm sorry. When did it happen now? Yeah?
Just like that.
Just like that. So, look at the examination room. Why are you magana? Yawo. And you are working. You do it for your son now. Eh, so you? Yeah, okay, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. We don't go pinch you now. For heaven's sake, what is your problem? I want to keep quiet so how would just they run up and down.
So you defied my order. You left this house without
Eric, please,
you left this house. How
Oh my God!
Now today we have seen a glimpse. Today we have seen a glimpse of. Today we have seen a glimpse of what people face every day. Most persons face GBV in their houses, in their places of work, and even when they go to collect professional health care from hospitals. As a healthcare professional, their work is not just to provide physical and medical care. They should also screen these persons for cases like this and refer them to the proper channels. Refer them to GBV advocate professional that will take care of them and advocate for their rights. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you very much. Let's give the drama team a round of applause. This session for question and answer from everything we've had this morning. So it's time for us to ask questions. We have able people seated here to answer our questions. So please, if you have a question, you raise your hand. I'll give you the mic to ask your question. Okay. Please introduce yourself.
Good morning. My name is Stanley Besonki. I'm the finance and admin officer for Chin. I also asked a question based on the drama that we just attended now. This is a case of this is a family issue between husband and wife, and if human rights activists intervene in this case, there is only one way that it always ends: the marriage will be dissolved. So I want to ask: is there any way that advocates can come into this case, and at the end there will be peace in the family, and they also live together as husband and wife?
Thank you. From that drama, first, let me start with that drama. It showed that the woman went to a wrong place to report her case.
Yeah.
So there's a need to go to the right channel. You went to a woman, a nurse that is not trained, that does not have an idea of what GBV is all about. And she made caricature of her. Instead of helping her ease her pain, she added more to the pain. And the woman had no choice than to run back to the vomit that she left behind and received more beatings. So there's always a need to go to the right channel. Back to your question. We do not encourage divorce. I must be honest. And behind every smoke, behind every fire, there's a smoke. Behind every intimate partner crisis, there's a root cause. What we do, first, treat the lady, treat the woman. And as we're treating the woman, the man is paying for it. Yes, I said we do free. But when it comes to issue of intimate partner, you pay. Why? They are both adults. Their business, the marriage was with consent from the two parties. So for you to decide to beat your man and inflict, for you to decide to beat your woman and inflict pains and injuries on her, we will have to bring you into the scenario. Start by your pockets. Have to feel the pains that she's feeling. At times we can even keep her on admission for 2 days so that pocket will feel it very well. No, that's not violence. It's a corrective measure. So doing that first is to calm the situation. You know, when you do that to a man, he has paid. Probably is the last money in his pocket and he's paying. You know, you have calmed him. You have broken down things that is making him to fly. That makes him feel that the highest way to correct someone is by beating. After that, once the lady is much better, we will address the case. Now call her. What happened? Because at times you see that cases of intimate partner, we all blame the man. But at times it could even be we women that are the root cause. I'm a woman. And I'm going to be very honest with you. You see, this is our tongue. The key to life, the key to everything is here, lies in your tongue. We women, we can use our tongue to run a man down. We can use our tongue to bring out the beast in anybody. For her case, for that film, it's unfortunate. The man has been maybe upset from the office or from somewhere. But most times it's even we women. You or you cannot even provide for us, bastard, idiot. I regret ever knowing you. In fact, my marrying is a mistake. Useless man. Man, when will you take care of woman as one Joe for Jankara? He said, when you run a man down like that, are you not pushing him to the wall? And you know men, they speak. They're men, they have little words. They're not like we that we have natural Bible in us. That we don't need to do consultation. The thing is just on our lips. Flow. But the man will just, better you know what's happening. He has released his uppercuts, giving you boots. And the moment a man starts beating, it continues like that. Yes, he's upset from his workplace. Maybe where he's coming from, he has had a very bad day. If you speak to that man, what I expected her to do, honey, am I not talking to you? As you're talking, if you see that the man is not giving you a response, what do? You excuse him. You leave him, let him have his quiet time. Everybody has a good day and a bad day. Maybe that day was his bad day. You just let him be. Then after giving him food and everything, be still quiet, let him be. If he wakes up those early hours and decides to perform his conjugal rights as a man, now hammer him. Guy, waiting happen and they talk to you and answer me. Now you want to chop cocoa. You understand? And you see the man speaking like a baby, asking forgiveness and telling you what really made him have a bad day. So there's so many ways we can go about this to avoid intimate environment. Watch the temperament of the man or the woman. If it's a bad day, let them be. And 3, if it's somebody that does not even naturally, he doesn't like you, he doesn't love you. We have scenarios like that. nothing you do ever pleases him. In that case, we will not encourage you to keep remaining in that marriage because the dead don't tell stories. We will take you out, and we won't be the one to take you out. We will only direct you on what to do. You, the victim, will take decision on your own. Most times we'll advise, could we go through the legal way? You see the same victim that come running and crying like the whole world has crumbled. It's okay, why don't you go through the legal way? Let the lawyers step in. Let the man sign an undertaking. Do you understand? Sign on undertaking, something to threaten the man, to shake the man. The same woman will come back and tell you, leave my husband. We have said to I love him like that. Somebody told me that one day that if my husband doesn't beat me in 1 week, I don't feel comfortable. Yes. I kept looking at her and I was like, are you alright? She said that beating makes me feel he loves me. It makes me feel he's a man, he's in charge. I said, you see, what are we talking about?
She like that one.
So you see, whatever the scenario is, we first of all, we don't encourage divorce. We try to know the root cause. If it's something we're going to step in, if it's empowerment, maybe there are two causes of intimate partner. One, it could be money. When a man doesn't have money in his pocket, you know his problem. Yes. That's when he's like a lion, he's like a beast. Two, it could be sex. When you serve the man, say you did not buy me suya, you didn't buy me kaza, that gold that I asked for, you refuse to give me, so I will not allow you to go into his own something that is legally his. It's very hard, I like that word. What are you doing? You're causing emotional trauma on the man. When a man has not performed that conjugal right, you know that day is gone. He doesn't feel comfortable. I don't know. For me, that's my feeling, but I think you guys can say better. He doesn't feel comfortable. He feels he still needs that thing. Do you understand? So, issue of money and sex, we first look into it. If it's something that needs to be addressed, we'll address it. Correct the woman, correct the man, and let them go and have their peace. So if we don't encourage divorce, but when we sit in and look for legal procedure, is when we see there's a threat. And if we don't act fast, the woman or the man's life will be gone. Then we step in. The legal terms comes in, separation comes in. If after separation their two heads are not calm, then one person has to go. So you see, in marriages, it's a sensitive affair, and handling needs a lot of sensitivity. It's not something just delve in and conclude. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I didn't go from the drama or the role play that we saw. That was left out. We didn't really cover that part. We didn't talk about the attitude of the healthcare provider to the victim.
Sorry, I said that she went to the wrong place.
Yes, there is something I want to. I'm driving at. You know, every health service provider is supposed to be the right person. Yes, it's supposed to be the right person. It's not just some.
We're not trained for that or not.
They are supposed to be trained for it. Every health service, healthcare provider is supposed to be trained for that service. So the attitude of these service providers are supposed to be checked. There is supposed to be a mechanism that is supposed to be looking at the way and manner they address or attend to these clients. And then there should also be feedback from the client, a mechanism where clients will have an avenue where they can give feedback of how they've been attended to Like, I want to use my organization as an example. We have that's going on. If anybody, be it a counselor tester, a forecast service provider, or anybody on the system attends to any client, there is a form that the client is supposed to fill. You will tell us how the person addressed you. Were you happy with the person's countenance while he was talking to you? Do you think they asked you the right questions at that time? So these mechanisms, when they are in place, they give the organization and the leadership of such organizations feedbacks that they can use to work on and then improve the services that we render to to our community. Thank you very much.
Okay, another question. Okay. Introduce yourself and your local business.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Coming late.
Madam, I came from the Bandit local government, so you should expect that from me. Yeah, my name is Uncle Jacob Moses. I work as PM for Heartland Alliance. So in Show local government, so that's why I'm late. Yeah, my question goes to the stakeholder. Thank God I'm meeting some of them for the first time. Yeah, as a KP and MSN, my concern has been from the play. I found out that in fact it's just the normal play, the woman and the husband. So my question is, if it is a man and a man, how do your organization advocate for their rights in such a case? Thank you so much.
If I understood you clearly, you're talking about in a case where it happens to be MSM.
Yes. Same sex,
MSM, transgender, lesbian. As I said earlier on, confidentiality is our watchword. And there's a right to be whatever you want to be. Do you understand? That you decide to be an MSM, transgender, lesbian, that's for you. You're comfortable in that. We in the tax centers are trained that whoever comes in must get equal right, equal treatment, equal opportunity. We don't discriminate. Is that clear? Because our watchword is what's confidentiality and professionalism. And the good thing is that we have passion to this work, GBV. And since there's a legal backup that you're free to be what you want to be, who are we to say, okay, because it's man and man? That's your choice. But even as man and man, you do not have right to violate each other. So we'll still counsel you the way we'll do to an intimate partner. Find out the root cause. What is the cause of your problem? Try and address it. Speak to you. If it's something that is a threat to one of his life, then we'll tell you what to do, direct you for you to make your decision, either to take a walk or stay. The choice is yours. We cannot ask you to go ahead and do something without your consent. We can only direct you. Then you will take a decision. But trust us, we will treat you, and it's going to be in utmost confidentiality. Thank you.
Sorry, the question is coming from one of our community stakeholders, coming from a little local government. So the stakeholders they see on this table, these are the people who will be partnering with since 2019 to date. They've shown commitment, they've shown passion, they've shown resilience in supporting the KP movement, the KP work we do in Niger State here. So riders have been with us for over 4 to 5 years. Nepal to Ashwan, we have a joint, currently in Niger, we have a joint GBV movement being spearheaded by Nepal which KP2 is part of it. So human rights litigation, irrespective of sexuality, irrespective of whom you are, as long as you are human, all the stakeholders in the United States are there to litigate and attend to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we shouldn't forget that this program is being powered by France Embassy in Abuja. So we should also appreciate the embassy.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone, once again. I'm Nurse Victoria Progress Echeta. I'm the Care and Support Officer for Community Health Initiatives for Youth in Nigeria. So, my question is, we are being cautioned to be careful from the both sides, but I want to understand something here. We ladies, as a cis woman, we are wired so much to be emotional, and as a healthcare provider, there is something called the fight and flee system. We should understand that men are provocative in nature. So in a situation whereby your partner intentionally provoke you to anger, does this mean that as a woman I don't have the right to respond to that provocation in a satisfactory manner? In a way that will satisfy me, call him names just to ease my anger and all of that. Like, I just want to understand. So in that, does he really have any right to hit me, like to violate my rights physically by hitting me and others? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think that question should channel to one.
Well, okay.
Let me attack her first. I'll give it to you, but let me attack her.
Okay.
Okay, why I said I want to attack you is two wrongs cannot make it right. A man is upset. He's already making you feel bad. And you think the best way to retaliate is to run your mouth. You will get it hot. You will collect woto. And that one, no one will support you. That's the truth. When you see that, it's like you're already seeing a fire burning with smokes and flames and everything. You're now adding more petrol and fuel to it. Abba now, Abba. That's why one person has to step down. Two wrongs can't make it right. He's upset. Let him flow. Let him unleash his anger. Even if you're upset, you have a weapon. You know, we women, we have key. But it's just that we don't utilize our power. We have strong power. You know when to get someone, when you want to get the person. Not all the men.
Not all the men.
Gaskia.
That doesn't work on some of them.
Get the key. It's just for you to calm down. Calm down. Allow him to flow with his anger. Some men, once the anger is off, when they've eased off, you see them coming back. Some don't know how to say sorry. Do you understand? Some don't know how to say sorry. If you have a man that doesn't know how to say sorry, it's a package. You take it like that. Do you understand? Some will immediately apologize once they are calm. But for those that don't know how to say sorry, they will come back and say, babe, why is your face like this now? How far?
Instead of saying sorry.
They won't tell you sorry, but you're waiting for the sorry. If you're waiting, you wait and die. Babe, how far now? No, they do face like this. Now that's nothing. I better go bring food, make a job. He has told you sorry like that too. So please, it's just like, you see, marriage is an envelope. It's sealed. When you open it, whatever you see, you take. So if you have a man that the word sorry is not in the dictionary, take him like that with joy. He's better than a lot out there. Did I point at all? Okay, you don't know how to say sorry. No, I said there are lots out there, you know. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you have that, just ignore. See, one key thing in a relationship is tolerance, communication. There is no perfect man, there is no perfect woman. In as much as the opposite sex has its flaws, you too, you have your flaws. But ability to tolerate yourself, to accommodate yourself, to to bring out, you see, that bullshit in that person, you turn it around and make him feel like a hero, make her feel like the best queen, is already a measure to calm every storm in your home. When the person is ranting, you just keep quiet and ignore the person. Go about, do your thing. When he's calm, he will come back to you. Then that's why I say, why do you always behave like this? You know this is wrong. Don't do it. It's okay, I don't hear. Forget that. He still has not told you sorry. But he has told you sorry directly. So we should learn how to absorb and tolerate ourselves. The world can be beautiful, but that's if you let go and he lets go. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you so much. Well, I just want to say that, of course, we live in a patriarchal culture. So there's a tendency for us to be biased in protecting men. So, but I just want to mention this, that first of all, there's a lot of men and some women too who need anger management.
Yes.
Who have anger management problems and who need counseling. So I just want us to think about that so that we don't kind of like maybe justify a bad behavior. But I understand we live in a patriarchal culture. Men are dominant here in our society. But I want to say that anger is an emotion, and it's something that can, destroy people. When people have, anger issues, you can do what you're not supposed to do. You can beat a house girl and get into trouble. You can, mistakenly beat somebody you're not supposed to beat, and the person dies, or the person has a disability and you get in trouble. How many of us saw the story of the House of Reps member in Abuja who assaulted the taxi driver, the bus driver? I mean, who saw the video? How many of you raise up your hands? The anger management problems of that House of Reps member was beating this taxi driver. I mean, it was an issue of, it was power dynamics. It was beating this taxi driver, threatening the taxi driver. Do you know who I am? Do you know I'm a senator? I can lock you inside the house of a generator and you will die and nobody will know you. I mean, it was shameful. People who were voting for, people who were electing to rule us, and then who are then abusing that power. It's really horrible. So it's important to think about that. Anger is an emotion, and people can control their anger and emotion there. And I want to use the story of Emeka Ike as a typical example, because there are many times many men justify, like a man beats the hell out of his wife and she's rushed to the hospital, and the man will then justify and say, she said all these things to me, she said all that. If you feel the woman, talks too much, or she's rude, or she's, she can't control her anger, or she's verbally abusive, then end marriage, end the relationship. Don't beat somebody and don't assault somebody, because that's what happened in the case of Emeka Ike. How many of her house she was admitted to the hospital and all that. And Emeka Ike's justification was talking about how she was provoking him and things like that. But what I want to say is that somebody provoking you is not a justification. Yes, because let me give you a very good example. If your wife is provoking you and is calling you all kinds of names, let's just say your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, or your boyfriend is calling you all kinds of names, you are evil, you are stupid, you are a fool, you can't even provide for your family, you should be ashamed of yourself. Let's say you try to beat her and she pulls out a gun. Won't you be gentle? Won't you become gentle? Let's say you try to beat her and she just pulls out a gun and points a gun at you. That's a man who has anger problems. He's just going to become gentle automatically. In a minute, when he sees somebody with a gun trying to shoot him. Do you get what I'm saying? Yes. So let's not justify bad behavior and say it's because the woman doesn't know how to talk and things like that. Anger can be, just thought it's important to mention that. Then another thing that's important is personality compatibility. A lot of times people rush to get married. People rush and say, oh, this is my boyfriend, my girlfriend, they are living together without getting to know each other very well. It's important for people to go to counseling and be sure that they are compatible, because people have different temperaments. So because many of these things can be avoided if you don't marry the wrong person or don't have the wrong partner. So and that's where the importance of counseling comes in. People seeking counseling, for their relationship problems and all that. Then I want to mention this issue because somebody asked. Okay, I think it's you were the one that asked about the issue of people still remaining married, and how can somebody seek justice. There was an incident that happened in Lagos with a popular actress, Mercy Aigbe. How many of us know Mercy Aigbe, the popular actress? She experienced domestic violence from her husband for several years, and she was ashamed, because she's a celebrity. She said she didn't want people to know, and because she feels many young girls are looking up to her as a married woman. She was ashamed, and she wants to be married, because of the respect that married women enjoy. So she was enduring the violence for so long. But at a point, she had to go to the police. The man beat her so much. She had wounds and injuries and bruises, and she went to the police in Lagos. And guess what the police said? I've forgotten the name of the police spokesperson at that time. The police spokesperson in Lagos State at that time said, if you beat your wife, it is no longer a family matter. Like people say, all those issues are a family matter to separate. If you beat your wife, it's a criminal issue. And guess what happened in the case of Mercy Aigbe? Despite the fact that her husband is that former husband is a rich man who has a big hotel in Lagos. I've forgotten the name of the man. Despite the fact that the man is rich at the hotel, the man was arrested. He spent some nights in Kirikiri, in the prison in Lagos, or whatever. He was locked in the cell, and then he was later released. So even in Nigeria, things are gradually changing. We know it's not easy. It's a patriarchal culture because of the religious and cultural norms and everything. But over time, things are changing. It is not right to put your hands on anybody and start assaulting anybody. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. People can control their emotions. Also, let me give an example of a lot of the men who claim that their wives are annoying and the wife is saying, if that kind of a person is in America or the UK and your wife is provoking you, that same Nigerian man will think twice before he beats his wife if he's in the UK, because he knows he's going to be in trouble with the law over there. So what I'm saying is, marriage is not by force. Relationship is not by force. If you feel this person is abusive or violent, then end the marriage. But don't stay in the marriage like Emeka did for several years and then enjoy it, even though you know the woman is verbally abusive, and then you now start beating the woman to the extent that the woman will not be admitted in the hospital, and the woman will not be disgracing you on television and saying her husband beat her to the extent that she was admitted in the hospital for so long. Do you get what I'm saying in essence? So I know 2 wrongs don't make a right, but I think it's still better if you feel somebody is verbally abusive, then leave the relationship instead of staying and be abusing the person and then maybe put somebody in the hospital or kill somebody and then go to prison. Thank you very much.
All of us here, we are youngsters. Some of us are not married. For those of us that are not married, you can avoid intimate partner violence by doing what? Marrying your friend. Get involved with your friend. In the process of courtship, as your courts you, your friend knows your good times and your bad times. Your friend is the one that takes, when you're weak, your friend gives you that strength, reminds you of your goals, your inspiration, your dreams, and always puts you on track to make sure you achieve it. Your friend can never lay his or her hands on you because you are already close. The bond is there. Don't just get involved with someone you just met, maybe because the person has enough pepper in their pockets. I'm telling you, you will be a slave for the rest of your life. Marry somebody that understands you, that knows you. So even when you have your rough times, the idea of eating one another will never come in, because you always know how to resolve things. So get involved with a friend and have a happy life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, one more person and then we move ahead. We'll be rounding up in no distant time.
I just want to add to what Madam Anne said. Sometimes relationship to offend his partner, to see how the partner will react. And because I love you, everybody is just, they are just like, it's after the marriage, when you enter, that's when, sometimes just the way just like she said, when we don't enter, the house don't talk to which person on. Now my house, me and the landlord. So I would like to take ownership of a landlord at that time. Anytime he talk, I go say, my friend, keep quiet, let me be the woman of the house. So you see, when during courtship, I was just showing the good part of me. We dey pretend to ourselves. They do, I love you. And anything I ask, Ogala Lord will give me. So when I enter, that time I enter, I'm no longer a girlfriend. When I enter his house, as a wife now, what he was giving me during courtship will not continue. Then things will change. The suya he used to buy for me, he will not buy. And I'll start talking another different music.
You eat kuli.
Taking me out, that he used to take me out. You'll be going alone. Only him and Big Drum Africa will be going for their house. Angela is no longer here together with him. So by that time, when he come back after 8, oh boy, where are you coming from? Instead of welcome. So we pretend in a relationship. If you're in a relationship, please just give a small chance for your partner to watch you, to see the peace in that partner. Can you really control him? Can you really understand him? And can he say sorry? Even if he didn't say sorry, but body language will show you that yes, this person is saying sorry. And if you didn't give me that opportunity to hurt you, and you too did not give me opportunity, just this is my boyfriend. By the time Ogala will see me with him, maybe the other reaction will be waiting for me at home as we are cutting. But by the time I get to explain things to him and he understand me, you know that maybe I was just acting with this person to see the peace in him. So let's always try to go to ourselves once, to understand ourselves, to really see, can I come up with this man or I will not come up with him? Can I say sorry or I will not say sorry to this person? But the only way to help ourselves is when we stop this pretend in relationship. Thank you, God bless you.
Please, let's give them a round of applause. At this time, please let's be on our feet as we welcome the Director of National Human Rights Commission. Please let's give him a round of applause as he addresses us.
You can have your seat, please. My sincere apologies for coming too early. You know, this is a very... Sorry, please. You know, this is a very busy period for us. We are needed, we are wanted everywhere, every corner. In fact, I'm coming straight from F layout to this program. And after now, in the next 1 hour, I'm supposed to attend another program. From one program to the other. Like yesterday, we were with Big Drum and my good friend here, Chief Crusader, gave us a treat. Thank you very much. I'm from National Human Rights Commission, and in that institution of government, an agency within the corridor of presidency, and also an internationally affiliated institution. I bring to you greetings from my Chief Executive Officer, Dr. FICMC, Tony Ojugu. I attended one of your programs about 2 years ago, and I told you that the Commission, in partnership with other stakeholders, we are working on a national action plan for the rights of your community. That has been on. I know the country we are, and they will need a nod, the support of the federal government to really finish it. That has been on, and National Human Rights Commission is not relaxing on that. They are on it, they are working on it, and you know, because of our international affiliation and all that, we have power over and above to be able to like stand out and protect your rights, irrespective of whether federal government of Nigeria is in support of your community or is giving the necessary protection that you need as your members of your community. Yes, down here in Niger State, our relationship with the community health initiatives is very, very cordial. In fact, Saka has come to a personal friend. There's hardly any week that pass without all saying hello to ourselves. But it has not reduced to anything yet. Do you understand what I mean? Yes. Thank you. Then when I came in, there was a heated support and people for and against this wahala in marriage. As someone that has been married and still in marriage for well over 2 decades, I think I'm in a position also to talk a little on the relationship between husband and wife. So permit me in a minute. Some people, like when you leave out our mothers in those days, because I grew up as a prince from Igalaland, from a royal house and a very large family of 62 from the same father. I grew up to meet my father with about 10 wives in the same compound.
Wow.
And you know that I relate with some of my stepmothers as if they are the ones that gave birth to me because of the upbringing. We have all grown up in the same house. And I used to remember one of my stepmothers that died last, leave her key and says, feel free, you eat anything you want to eat from. It was like that. There was so much rivalry because they were not exposed and all that. But these days, with the exposure of our female folks, you know, the story is different. You can no longer, you must be well prepared. Prepared as in studies, you must be ready to learn. You must go to school, find something doing, so that you will not be totally dependent on your spouse. Whichever way you look at it, if you are 100% dependent on your house, on your spouse, he or she will take advantage of you. There's what we call, my first degree is economics, second degree public administration, another one in a master's in philosophy, and PhD in administration. So if you are not, if you don't have anything to work or something, handwork or something to like sustain yourself, it will be practically difficult. It will be practically difficult for your spouse to respect you, whether you like it or not. There will be economic domination in the way. You'll be so controlled to the extent that you cannot really realize yourself as a person. So my advice for upcoming youths is that try and get something doing. Try and study well. Go to school, learn so handwork, so that you have something to do. But when you are there, see this love of a thing. Only woman, from the psychology of a woman, you need two things to keep them. Yes, money, and the strength to be able to give them the satisfaction they want. If you can give them the satisfaction they want, and you are not, you don't have a deep pocket, you don't have a deep pocket, or you don't have money to support them, believe me honestly, again, they will look down on you and say and tell you to your face that it's only that side that you are good at. You cannot take care of them. Yeah, only from head office, there was one time they said that there was one man, Christian, as a sperm donor. He's only good that side. He doesn't have anything to offer, nothing to put on the table. Understand? So my advice is for all of us to wake up. The initiative will continue. At least under my watch. Our relationship with Chief Crusader, Big Drum. I was there yesterday. I had nice time. And Angela, HIV, and all other stakeholders in Niger State, because I was cut across. Our work cut across. Human rights cut across. Women, the elderly, the children, just name it. We're everywhere. That's why we are needed in all space. So I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, sir. So at this juncture, we appreciate everyone, both our online viewers and those seated here, for their patience and time given to us to listen to these wonderful messages coming from our stakeholders, both in the state and in the community. So at this point, I'm calling the Executive Director for the final remark and announcement. Thank you very much. Let's clap for him.
Thank you so much. To our dear stakeholders, starting from the National Marriage Commission, my lovable partner, Hadnan Alliance, this marriage has started since 2016. We married, we divorced, we married again. So to our Rayuata team, we have this relationship since 2020 till date. To our every board chairman, in an organization, when the head is bad, you shouldn't expect anything from down. So in the past we have the board chair that for like 2 years, nothing good is coming out from him. So we have to reschedule the board, and ever since there is light, there is progress. So the leadership is a compliment we appreciate, and we are still tapping from that. So to our mommy here from Ashland, you've always been there for us, coming for our event, and also whenever we need your support in terms of the work we do, you've been there. Oh, Angela. So the point too is one of our strongest stakeholders in Niger State, because Chin, major grant here in Niger, is sexual reproductive health rights, and for us to support, make our support group a standout of making people living with HIV to also come to what we